for the fofo. This for the fofo. For the city and the back roads, got a whole county full of them ghosts. All from the fofo and that gold. Hey, it's just for Beulah County. Yeah, right on your head like a bounty. Said I'm from Beulah, they know I'm from Beulah, so let me just go talk about my surroundings. Shout out them Eagles that's out in Geneva, them Lakers, oh yeah, that's Palmerton and Valley. We from the football chasing these goals. If you in the way, you get taken out proudly. And Jefferson soaring with Falcons. Said that you working, you ain't really working. You see that we working, our hands got a callus. Putting in reps till we moving some mountains. Edgewood got warriors, they won't allow it. Me, I bleed green and gold, they know defeating those dragons who run the whole city. You wildin'. And they really bout it, yeah. And next we gon' go to Grand Valley. Work like a horse and don't show no remorse. So opponents keep coming, we stack them and pile them, yeah. And kinda got flooded with Spartans. As soon as they pull up on game day, we park them. Cause we number one in that spot, ain't a bargain. Man, shout out St. John, they be ballin' like Harden. This for the fofo. This for the fofo. This for the fofo.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the 440 Sports Show. Sam Torres here. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. Back to where I need to be today. Yesterday, unfortunately, over the weekend, developing a little bit of that, sinus change of season stuff, and I didn't really have much of a voice. So if you listened on the Sunday night show, you could probably hear that. So let's go ahead and make sure we've got sound as we are back today on this Tuesday, a little bit later in the week, but we got there. All right, good deal. We're good to go. So a lot of stuff going on. We are kind of winding down on the baseball and softball seasons, heading into the tournament play right now. You've got some conference games that are still going to be played. You've got some reschedules from earlier in the year. But unfortunately for some teams, their playoff dreams are over already. A lot of teams played great seasons. A lot of the Ashtabula area teams actually got wins right there in the beginning of the tournament. A couple section champions, couple teams with, opening section wins before eventually getting knocked out. And what a great season it's ended up being for a lot of these softball seasons. On the flip side, baseball is actually just starting in the OHSAA tournament right now. Now, we aren't going to be covering baseball at the sectional level. Unfortunately, for the games to be covered at the sectional level, there's a pretty hefty price that's being placed per game. And because of that price, we end up having to we put the pay-per-view into order. And the way our pay-per-view works, as far as I'm concerned, I think it's the best value in streaming. You pay $10 and you get all the games that day. We're the only place that's offering that. Everywhere else, you're going to pay $10 for this game, $10 for this game, all the way down the list. So with that in mind, we always try and to make sure that we're providing a value by giving you multiple games, lots of looks, lots of great stuff. With the sectional part, we really weren't. A lot of those games are going 5 innings. They end up being, run rule games. Usually once you get into that district level, these are highly competitive games. So we're really looking forward to that. And that brings me up to my next point, which is the fact that we are covering sectional softball. That's one of the games that I will be covering today, as Aurora is set to take on Ursuline at Jefferson. That's a 4:00 game, so you can look for me to be on that broadcast over there at beautiful Jefferson Area Girls Softball Complex. Should be an absolute blast. Cannot wait to get out there and cover that. Let's go into, let's jump into these power rankings because we released some new power rankings on Sunday night. Much to, there's a lot of talk. There's a lot of moaning and groaning. There's some pats on the back and some kicks in the butt in both ways. And this week, actually, more surprising than anything is that this week's is due to softball. So I'm used to getting beat up on the baseball side because on the baseball side, we've had crazy jumps. Every single week we've had jumps. I think people on the baseball side are just starting to expect that with that Power 20. Whereas, the softball side, it's been pretty steady. Not too much movement on there, except last week there was. So let's bring up the softball one first. So this week's, and these are the final power rankings for the year as we've started tournament play. So, and the softball rankings do not reflect any tournament games. So this is based on regular season games. Regular season games is what was calculated for this power ranking. The biggest jump you're going to see here is Canfield over Fitch. So I've seen some cool comments. Fitch is ranked number 19 in the country. How are they not number one here? Fitch is nationally ranked. How are they not ranked? Fitch should be number one. Fitch hasn't lost. That's all great. That's all true. Those are all great arguments. But what it comes down to is the way that the math worked, the math was doing the math. So Canfield played more regular season games last week. And with those two, it's been airtight all year. It's been airtight all year. They've been nipping at each other's heels all year when it comes to the points. Canfield gets the jump this week. I'm going to reiterate one more time how those points work, how these points are tabulated for the YSN Power 20. Now, these power rankings include YSN schools. Same reason you don't see the Big Ten ranking Alabama in their Big Ten rankings. These are YSN schools. These are schools under the YSN umbrella. How many wins do you have? That gets you 1 point each. How many losses do you have? You lose a point for that. How many wins do your opponents that you have beat have? So the opponents you have beat, you calculate all of their wins. Now, if you play the same opponent twice, you only get those wins once. Once you have those wins, those are calculated. How many run rule games do you have? If you beat a lot of teams by a run rule, then you get 0.25. You get 0.25 points each team that you win in a run rule game. You lose 0.25 for each team that you get run ruled by. Then there's the division bonus. So each team you beat is going to offer you a division bonus based upon what division they're in. So if you beat a Division I team, you get 4 extra points. If you beat a Division II team, you get 3 extra points. If you beat a Division III team, you get 2 extra points. You beat a Division IV team, you get 1 extra point. All of those are calculated together to form your final points. And then whoever has the most points in that category is the one who is – that's how you're going to rank the teams. So if you look at these teams right now, 1 through 20, those are the top point scorers in the YSN power rankings on the computer. So, again, there's no personal agenda in this. There is no, well, I like this team better. None of that. None of that exists. None of that exists. We went straight math, straight science on this one. Does it always get it right? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. There's always going to be some room for improvement. There's some room for errors, but this is the one way that this year we're looking into, and this is the way you take the person out of the rankings, so it makes it the most fair. So hopefully that kind of clarified some of the questions that exist as to why is this team on and why is this team not. I will tell you the best way to move up in the power rankings is win. That's the best way. Win and don't lose. If you win games and you don't lose games, you never get that. You're gaining points. You're not losing points. So, if you're winning. Also, I'm sorry. There's one extra point tabulation that gets added in there. If you win your conference, you also get an additional point. So if you're in first place in your conference, there's an additional point, which is something that everybody kind of fights over. All right, with that being said, we go through the power rankings again. You got Canfield at number 1, Fitch at number 2, Hoban at number 3, Champion at 4, South Range at 5, Columbiana at 6, Brookfield at 7, Howland at 8, Poland at 9, Lakeview at 10, Edison at 11, Jefferson at 12, Pymatuning Valley at 13, McDonald at 14, Louisville at 15, West Branch at 16, Boardman at 17, LeBray at 18, and Western Reserve at 19, with United rounding it out at 20. Here we go as we move over here to the Power 20 for the baseball side of things. And a huge jump for Louisville as they get 4 consecutive wins last week, with teams all having 11 or more wins. That was enough to bump them ahead. Oh, and also Division I teams. So that was enough to bump them ahead of the Akron-Hoban Knights. So Louisville is 1. Akron-Hoban is 2. Lakeview is 3. West Branch is 4. Canfield is 5. LeBray is 6. South Range is 7. McDonald is at 8. Warren JFK is at 9. Crestview's at 10. Ursuline at 11. Garrettsville Garfield is at 12. Poland is at 13. Edison at 14. Fitch at 15. Hubbard at 16. Jackson Milton at 17. Howland at 18. Edgewood at 19. And Ashtabula St. John makes their first appearance on the final power rankings. Congratulations to them. 14-4. Actually 15-4 now for the Heralds. What a year it's been for them so far. I look at this one, and I look at a lot of the matchups right here in the OHSAA playoffs are matchups of Power 20 teams. You had Edgewood taking on Howland. Edgewood coming out on top on that one. South Range is playing, I think Poland maybe. But a lot of these teams are on a crash course for each other. Lakeview obviously goes out and wins the NE8 this year, beating big time teams. And I'll tell you right now, without Hoban and Louisville, Lakeview is the undisputed number 1. And it wasn't close when it came to opponent wins. Lakeview really was collecting points this year. Just a great year for them. Congratulations to the Bulldogs on going out and getting an NE8 title. Let's do this. All right, so let's jump into our starting nines, and then when we come back, we're going to go here into our starting nines. After we do our starting nines, we're going to go to a break. After the break, we'll go through the scoreboard, and I'll talk a little bit about some of the games that are going to be happening tonight. So let's jump into our softball starting 9 first, and it's Gabby Gradishar. Gabby Gradishar making another appearance, probably the most popular name all year, as I think she's been on here 3 times, and I don't think that's to anybody's surprise. Gabby Gradishar from Champion in a playoff game throws a perfect game. 9 strikeouts for her in that one, goes 3 for 3 from the plate, with 3 home runs, going to 16 home runs on the year with 8 RBIs. It's incredible. Those stats are something you'll never, ever see in your life. That's like a once-in-a-lifetime type of game. Congratulations to that young lady. Champion has really become a top-level, a top-tier team in softball. And with all the championships and stuff, I'm understanding that they've won in the past. I guess it's not a surprise to anybody. It is a surprise to me as I'm getting used to and starting to learn some of these teams in that southern area. Wow, incredible. Congratulations to that young lady. Milena Toth at Canfield throws a no-hitter with 12 strikeouts, 1 walk, goes 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs in a 10-0 win over a very, very good Perry Pirates team. Alyssa Masucci from Howland goes 5 for 5 with a home run, 4 RBIs, 3 runs scored in a 15-11 win over Alliance. Rayanne Zajac from Pymatuning Valley goes 2 for 3, 1 home run, 1 walk, 6 RBIs, 3 runs scored in a 22-3 win over Badger. Again, these are all playoff games. So, these games are absolutely massive for these young ladies. Maddie Benson from Louisville goes 2 for 4, only hits a walk-off 2-run shot, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored in their 5-4 win over Solon. J.C. Mullen from Springfield goes 4 for 4, hits a home run, 3 RBIs, 3 runs scored, 9-1 win over Newton Falls. Maddie Hawk from West Branch goes 3 for 4, 1 walk, 3 RBIs, 1 run scored, 12 for in a 12-5 win over Edgewood, ending the Warriors' year. Mia Opolik from Ursuline goes 7 innings pitched, 3 hits, 15 strikeouts, 3 for 4 from the plate, 2 RBIs, and a 5-0 win over Jefferson. And that 15 strikeouts is incredible when you think about who she's going against, because the Jefferson Falcons softball team have been knocking the laces off the softball all year. Home runs all around. They can really, really hit well. So for her to go out there and perform like that is really an accomplishment. Brittany Cole from St. John, in her sectional opening game for the Herald, hits for the cycle, goes 8 in an 18-7 win over Warren JFK. 7 RBIs for that young lady in that game. Incredible. Hitting for the cycle is something you don't see too often, except right here on YSM when we head over to the baseball. You're going to see it again right here. Drew Galt from Heartland Christian hits for the cycle. He goes 4 for 4. 4 RBIs, and 18 in an 18-4 win over Latonia. Ian Less from Columbiana goes a no-hitter, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, and 3 for 4 from the plate with 5 RBIs, 17-0 win over Lisbon. Hunter Warwick from Beaver Local goes 3 for 4, hits a double, 3 RBIs, in a 13-0 win over Lisbon. Will Anderson from St. John goes a complete game, 14 strikeouts, no earned runs, 3 for 4 with 1 RBI, 1 run scored in their 4-0 win over Bristol. Jake Hetrick Carfangia from Warren JFK. Complete game, 5 strikeouts, 3 walks, 6 hits, 2 runs. It goes 3 for 4 with a double and an RBI in their 11-2 win over Mooney. Xavier Klain from Mineral Ridge goes 7 strikeouts and a walk-off hit, 11-3 over Lowellville. Ben Slanker from Canfield goes 1 for 3, 2 home runs, or a 2-run home run in their 11-1 win over Struthers. Jeff Renner from Cardinal Mooney goes 3 for 3, 5 RBIs, scores twice, single, double, triple. He was the long ball away from the cycle there. 1 inning pitched, 2 strikeouts in their 11-0 win. Vinny Woods from Springfield goes 3 for 4, 4 RBIs, and 1 run scored in their 10-4 win over Southern. Those are this week's starting 9 best performances from last week. Congratulations to all those young men and young women. What a great job you guys all did. It's really been a blast kind of watching and monitoring the performances throughout the week. It's really been a great pleasure to kind of see that, and it's a great way, obviously, also to kind of get to know different programs and different players, and to kind of see where these programs are headed, especially when you're heading into the playoffs. I think there's a much better grasp on what these teams are doing, who to watch out for. This is the part of the show where I'm going to remind you guys all that the 440 Sports Show is brought to you by Nobody Yet. We're looking for sponsors. We're looking for advertisements. It's a great way to get your product out there. It's a great way to promote your business. With almost 70 schools signed up with us here at ysnlive.com, you're going to get your product or your business in front of well over 70 demographics. All the way, from the Mahoning River to Akron, all the way up to Lake Erie, everybody in between, we've got you covered, baby. It's YSN. It's a huge umbrella, and it's continuing to grow. Another part of the show where I can remind you that if you at your school would like YSN to cover you, to be part of this YSN family, it's as simple as talking to your teacher, your administrators, or reaching out to us and having us reach out to them. We'd love to get you onto the network, provide you that extra coverage. It's really a lot of fun, and I think a great opportunity for schools to help promote their kids and get the increased exposure. Never hurt anybody. So that's going to be that part. We're going to go to our friends over at Toyota of Warren. We'll be right back.
We believe expectations are made to be exceeded. At the new Toyota of Warren, it's about more than just getting a great deal. It's about service you can count on and a friendship you can trust. Year after year, we've done what we do best. We've gone the extra mile so you could too. Because we know it's just not about buying a new car. It's the start of a new adventure. Toyota of Warren, driven by you.
This auto show season, Greenwood Chevrolet is celebrating more than a stunning Chevy vehicle lineup. We're celebrating the team that helps you find the perfect vehicle and goes the extra mile for you. Right now, lease a 2023 Equinox for as low as $289 a month, with Chevy lease loyalty up to $1,500. With over 280 vehicles in stock, you can experience the auto show in a brand new way, only at Greenwood Chevrolet. Shopping for a vehicle online should be easy and worry-free. Introducing Merge from Greenwood Chevrolet, a completely new way to buy a car that combines the convenience of shopping online with the personal touch and expertise that Greenwood is known for. With Merge, shopping is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Choose a vehicle from our pre-owned inventory, build a deal that fits your needs, and finalize the deal with our online buying team. That's car buying in a new lane. Visit greenwoodchevrolet.com and let us go the extra mile for you.
All right, welcome back here, 440 Sports Show, as we're going to get ready to go into some of the scores from yesterday, and there was quite a bit of baseball and softball played yesterday, so we're going to have a lot to get through. Super excited about some of the upcoming games as well. There we are. All right, again, all these games that you're going to see today are powered by the YSN scoreboard, www.ysnlive.com. Click on the score tab, and you're going to be able to find all the updated and accurate scores right here in one place. So YSN Live is really a one-stop shop when you need your sports information for your local teams. Steubenville and Beaver Local, it's 11-0 in this one. Edgewood going to continue their playoff run, 9-2, the win over Howland. East Liverpool is going to go 10-1 over Minerva. Ursuline 11-1 over Harvey, and that sets up a Edgewood and Ursuline matchup coming up next, I believe on Thursday. Orange is going to fall to Revere 6-4. Niles is 11-3 over West Geauga. NDCL is going to go 20-2 over Cheney. Edison 6-4 over West Muskingum. Jefferson and Madison in an airtight one there, folks. 6-5. It's Blue Streaks on top there. Berkshire goes 8-1 over Grand Valley. Struthers 7-6 over Girard. Columbiana 10-0 over Conneaut. Salem goes 5-4 over Streetsboro. Ravenna 11-4 over Youngstown East, and East Palestine going to get a win over Brookfield as their games will continue. Cardinal Mooney goes 13-1 over Campbell Memorial. As we head over here to the softball side now, all of these games are OHSAA playoff games. So some of those baseball games I think may have been regular season games. All right. Champion 12, Waterloo 2. Austintown Fitch goes 11-0 over Madison. United 6-2 over Pymatuning Valley. Chalker goes 10-0 over Southern. Newton Falls 10-8 over Mineral Ridge. Matthews 3-0 over Springfield. Badger goes 2-0 over Western Reserve. And Archbishop Hoban, the Akron Knights going to fall in this one to North Canton Hoover, and that will end their season. McDonald goes 10-0 over East Canton, and Western Reserve 17-7 over Mineral Ridge. Those are your scores for yesterday, and moving on to today. Talking about some of the games you're going to be able to see on the network today, it's going to be YSU versus Akron. That's starting right there at 10:30. Now, that's one you don't want to miss. There's a lot of local talent in that one. YSU, obviously, a close school to the YSN's heart. Akron with, Fitch's Joe Roth on the team. Playing there, so that should be a good one. You don't want to miss that one. Playoff softball that's going to be covered on the network today at 2 o'clock. Notre Dame Cathedral Latin versus Canfield, and that one's going to be at Hubbard. At 3:30, you're going to have Brookfield versus Poland at South Range. That one's going to be called by DJ Yokley. At 4 o'clock, you're going to have Aurora versus Ursuline at Jefferson. That one's going to be me on the call. That should be a whole lot of fun there. 5 p.m., Field versus Howland at Hubbard, which is Matt Mayer on the call. Or Mayer, I'm sorry. 5 p.m., you got Lakeview versus Columbiana at LeBray. Alex Caberna on that one. 6 p.m., this is going to be a good one right here, folks. Pymatuning Valley at South Range. 2 very, very good programs, very good pitchers. Pymatuning Valley is obviously a pretty big underdog in this one, but that's a role I think that they're used to playing. I think this game should be it should be a good game. It should be a good game. Both are very good softball teams. I would be surprised if it ends up being a blowout. I think it's going to be a good game. PV, I think they can compete with anybody, so we'll see tonight. South Range is very, very good, though. They are very, very good. So I'm not sure that PV has seen a team like South Range yet, but they're going to have to dig deep. And South Range, it's one of those things where they better keep their claws sharp because, you don't want to start overlooking teams and then, you get upset. So that should be a good one right there at 6 o'clock. Wycliffe versus Champion. That one's at LeBray. Alex Caberna on that one as well. Ian O'Brien is going to be on Lakeview at Canfield. This is regular season baseball. And that's going to be at Scene Park tonight on Scene 2. Playoff baseball happening tonight. Not on the network, but these are the games that are happening. You got Lakeside at Twinsburg, Boardman at Nordonia. Beaver Local is playing Steubenville at Tri-Valley. Minerva versus East Liverpool at Indian Valley. Liberty at Cardinal. Latonia at Southern. Sebring at Heartland Christian. And Wyndham at Lowellville. Also, for those of you who want to check out some Class B baseball, Scene 3 is going to have games going on at 5:30 and 7:30. Scene 2 at 7:30 as well. So those are the games happening tonight. Really, really excited on what's going on. Congratulations to all the teams who have gotten wins so far and are continuing their seasons. Good luck to all the teams that are going to continue to play. It's going to be a great day of softball. So starting next week, we'll get back into the districts of baseball. And then believe it or not, folks, it's almost football time. I can't believe we're talking about it already. It's almost time for football. We'll be getting into those conversations starting very, very soon. Just want to put a quick reminder out there this year. The 3rd annual Ashtabula County Combine happening again. We're pushing it out a little bit further into the summer. This year going to be on July 22nd. We're moving it into the Spire world-class facility. Very, very excited. We're hoping to get some more YSN teams involved in it this year. So we're going to be growing it. It's going to be a great afternoon of football. Saturday, July 22nd. Mark your calendars. It's going to be a blast. It really, really is. So that's all I got for today, folks. When we come back tomorrow, we're going to see what the results of all these games were, and we're going to go from there. Thanks so much for joining this morning. My name is Sam Torres. This is the 440 Sports Show. I'll see you soon.
This for the football. This for the football. For the city in the back roads, got a whole county full of them ghosts. All from the football. Hey, it's just for Beulah County. Yeah, right on your head like a bounty. Said I'm from Beulah, they know I'm from Beulah, so let me just go talk about my surroundings. Shout out them Eagles that's out in Geneva, them Lakers, oh yeah, that's Pymatuning Valley. We from the football chasing these goals. If you in the way, you get taken out proudly. And Jefferson soaring with Falcon. Said that you working, you ain't really working. You see that we working, our hands got a callus. Putting in reps till we moving some mountains. Edgewell got warriors, they won't allow it. Me, I bleed green and gold, they no defeating no dragons who run the whole city. You wildin'. And they really bout it, yeah. And next we gon' go to Grand Valley. Work like a horse and don't show no remorse. So opponents keep coming, we stack them and pile them, yeah. And kinda got flooded with Spartans. As soon as they pull up on game day, we park them. Cause we number one in that spot, ain't a bargain. Man, shout out St. John, they be ballin' like Harden. This for the fofo. This for the fofo. This for the fofo.